Your mother always pops in at times.
Okay.
But say hello to everyone, young lady.
Hello, everyone.
What are we calling you? Wheezy? What name do you like for being online? What's your screen name, kid?
Holly.
Holly? Should I be Ben? Ben and Holly.
Little Kingdom of Elves and Fairies.
Yes. And this is the coastal path of between Kirkcaldy and Leven in the Kingdom of Fife. Up there, as you can see, is the old mining bit. Hold on, your mother's yes, I walk forward a bit.
Okay.
What's that? But so
Sorry.
it's okay. You get yourself thinking there.
No, a bug. A bug flew onto my ear.
That's fair. We'll share it on Reddit as well. Let's see if my green light's on.
Don't really know.
Because you could, yeah, I can. It's on. Yours is on too. So we are talking. And we're doing Fife coastal path things. People pop in and out. Do you want to come on a live stream? Yeah, you can find a camera at me. Can you see me?
Yeah.
So, that there used to be one of the mining pits. Before the mine was closed. I guess that'd be in the 80s.
Maybe.
This is before my time, thankfully.
It says land owned by the coal authority, enter at your risk.
I know, by coal authority. Yep.
I think you should enter.
I don't think so.
I mean, what would even happen? It's just land now.
Yeah, but they might come along and beat you up because you're a little brat.
Right.
What? But this is the coastal path. At the moment, we don't. As you can see, there's not.
Oh, you're live.
What?
It said reconnecting now. It's again.
Oh, just keep walking.
Okay.
You don't see if it says reconnecting. Just keep walking. Because it just means you're going through a dark bit.
Ah.
And when I take you up here, I can throw you off a cliff like your mother asked.
Right.
But
She didn't ask.
oh no, she didn't. She just kind of nodded and went, you know what to do.
Kevin,
Yes?
bring your face over here. Wink again.
Yes. Over there's one of the industrial estates. I used to make stuff for Carlton Bakery, and one of those, I can't remember exactly which one it is now.
Oh.
If I can see it, I will point it out.
And I'm Princess Holly.
You're Princess Holly.
Yeah.
And I'm Ben the Elf. Flip!
Because I'm an elf.
I'm good at climbing. Elves are good at climbing, and I am an elf. Yep.
And I'm Princess Holly.
I don't actually know how many people are watching, do you? Can you see a number? Or is it zero still?
6.
6. Hello everybody. Is anybody chattering?
No, I don't think so.
You can tell down at the bottom of the screen.
What does it do if people are?
It will... Yeah, nobody said anything.
Okay.
Say hello to the 6 people that are watching.
Hello to people that are watching.
Oh, have you suddenly gone shy?
No.
No!
Electric. You know the Rother Souls?
Yes.
That can hold 1,000 people, the bit that we dance in.
Ah. Do you want to show the nice people the view from here? Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all that, people. If you're not already. And don't forget, you can ask us questions. If I can't answer, the child certainly can't, but, you know, she might. If it's a physics or a chemistry question, is it physics you're doing?
I'm doing physics and chemistry, yeah.
Ah, very good. And you're doing
History and French.
history and French.
And accounting.
Did you know what I have to say in French?
Sacre bleu.
Merde.
Right.
Now you can say sacre bleu.
I don't even know what sacre bleu means. You say it too often. Does it mean how are you?
No, it's like, oh my goodness, or something like that. It's like if you're saying Russian, Boże mój. Well, that's more like, oh my god. Or something like that. Yes, I'm the one that lived in France and I can't remember how to speak French anymore.
I can speak it, but you know, I can't really speak it in a way, but I know what stuff means.
Yes.
And I can say it when it's like sentences. I can't say sentences. There it is.
I can say sentences. See? Sentences.
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 Can you say water? Water, as Casey would say.
I got. It's doing a stupid dance.
Aye, this is the best dance ever.
You look stupid. You look disabled.
You and the DAS kids.
Right.
Nothing
Sorry to
wrong
anyone
with-
that's actually dash.
Yes,
Or disabled. Or special.
yes.
Or disabled and special. Kevin.
Very good. You do realise that what's your pet called? Wouldn't that be...
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you're clever, but
Blah 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 blah.
here, I'm going to take this in
Blah blah blah.
so you can go down the hill. Oi,
Blah blah blah.
there's 5 people watching. On you go first.
I don't really want to.
Don't really want to.
Oh, this looks
Well,
algedized wall.
do you want to stay in front of the camera for a bit, or do you want me to go back in front?
I'll just stay.
I'll just stay. Well, just watch out for the dragging nails, okay? Yeah. It's the young lady who is 14. I'm an old man. And here we have the beautiful view that we currently have. What do you think, kid?
Yeah.
Rate out of 10?
8.
Solid 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's currently -2. On that, if you want.
I just don't like bricks.
You just don't like the bricks. Okay.
I don't like brick.
Why do you like brick? He's a good boy. Whoop! I've seen people go down this in a mountain bike before.
Really?
Which was fun.
Workout resumed.
You can hear her workout.
Why is it talking?
Because we were going so slow that it thought that it would stop.
Well, I was going also because I was.
Yeah, swap. I'll go in the front again.
Okay.
But there. And we are coming up to... I actually don't know where this is.
I don't know. I think it's Lower Largo, but I don't know.
I think it is Largo. If anybody from the Fife subreddit is currently here, I'm a filthy incomer and she's a village girl who knows nothing.
Well, I do know stuff, but
What stuff do you
not
know?
really. If we see caravans, that's when it's really Lower Largo.
Can't see caravans.
Neither can I.
Okay. Right, do you want me to take it so you can walk down this bit?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah, swap. Go. Hello everybody. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Workout paused.
Yes, we're currently walking to Leven. We started off in Kirkcaldy.
Into Kirkcaldy.
Yes, we got the train to Kirkcaldy from Markinch. And this one is
Workout resumed.
going down at her own speed. And she's going down at her own speed because that's the safest way to go. Remember, children, safety first. Yes, I'm sure this is a bit of a random stream for an AI channel, but where we might actually... Is it working? The talk there.
And
the ostrich that was shot. Yes, okay. That's what we can do. After we get down here. Because down here, wow.
What way? Right or
left. Unless you want to walk along sand.
You know.
Workout paused.
No?
No.
Okay.
Workout resumed.
Workout resumed. So, you were telling us about what you'd learned in class from
History.
history.
Right.
The Archduke Ferdinand.
Yeah.
Franz Ferdinand.
Yes.
And he's not an ostrich, is he?
No.
What is he?
I don't even know. I think he's a Serbian.
From Austria-Hungary.
Well, no, he was becoming the Archduke of.
The what?
He was becoming the Archduke of Austria-Hungary.
Keep going.
Oh, what do you want me to say?
Tell me everything you know about him.
Well, I don't know much about him. Himself.
Well,
I know about his assassination.
tell me about his assassination.
So, basically, this gang of 7 people called the Black Hand,
Yes.
they all had different backgrounds and they all became a bit evil.
A bit evil.
A bit evil.
Well, is it a bit evil? Okay.
They got a newspaper that was going around in the public.
Yes. Do you want to go in front or back?
In front.
Okay.
Going on some sort of car ride.
A car parade.
Something like that. And the route was confirmed.
Yes.
About where they were going and where they were stopping.
Yes.
And what turns and all that they were taking. So they wait about 2 or 3 months. Because it was confirmed, but the date still has to come. It was the 28th or 4th of June.
Yes.
1814?
1814?
Maybe?
1914?
19? I don't know.
Well, when
Yeah,
was
it would
World
have been
War One?
it
Was
would
it
have been-
1814 or was it 1914?
It would have been 1914.
Well then, okay, keep going.
So they were planning out a way to basically kill him.
Kill him or assassinate him?
Well, aren't they the same thing?
Yes, but assassinations is more for official people. And
So they were planning a way to assassinate him.
yes.
So they had different bombs and like some weapons. So basically, the day came and they were all stationed out at different points. So on it was a bit different because it was the Archduke's wife was in the car with them. The Archduke's wife was called Sophie, who was pregnant at the time.
Yes.
So they started off in the car, everything was normal. And then the first point where they could attack came up. And I can't remember his name. But basically had this bomb. And it was a 10-second delay on it, but he forgot that. And the attempt failed. And a bit like, what do we do now?
Yes.
And this guy that threw the bomb tried to drink a poison called cyanide, but didn't realise it was expired, so it didn't work.
That's unfortunate.
He got arrested and he got put in custody. But because they were a gang
Over this way.
and they had a truce
Yes.
about not to tell the police.
A truce.
Yeah,
A pact, maybe.
pact even.
Do you know what the difference is?
Not really.
A pact is like I agree with you not to do something,
Wait, isn't
or I
a
agree with you
truce?
to do something.
Isn't a truce like a friendship between countries?
Well, no, a truce is like you know how down this way. Yeah, down here. You want a hand?
No.
You know how Russia and Ukraine have been at war.
Yeah.
If they were to stop fighting, they could do something called. They could say to each other, okay, let's have a truce. It's where they just.
Promise to not fight each other again.
Yes, well done.
Right.
Or a ceasefire, as people seem to be calling it these days.
So they made a pact not to tell the police. This way, that way.
8. Total 8 kilometers. 1 hour 42 minutes 34 seconds.
Signaled
Steps
it.
11,498 steps.
11,000.
Is
Talk. I'm slowly panning around the area as well.
right.
Because, you know, this area's quite nice.
So the attempt failed and he got put in custody.
Yes.
And because they'd made a pact, because they were a gang of 7 people,
Yes.
he didn't say a word. He just kept silent.
So he kept his promise.
Yes, he kept his promise. So for that reason, you could argue he was maybe a bit.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was maybe a bit like a bit good, maybe inside, but not for the right reason.
Well, that's something else we can talk about in the future. The perspective of why they were doing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because the first attempt failed, they decided. Well, they didn't really decide. They kind of just didn't do the other attempts either because they were a bit in shock.
Yes.
But after the first attempt,
Put your hand here when you're climbing up, okay?
they stopped at like a hall of some sort to figure out what to do.
Uh-huh.
But they went back out into the car,
Yes.
and basically one of the soldier people stood on the side of the car to basically stop attacks coming in, but it was only on one side of the car.
Yes.
So you could argue that they could have both.
Yeah.
2 soldiers.
Do you want me to help you up here, or are you okay?
No,
Okay.
Princip, Graville Princip,
Uh-huh.
he went to go get a sandwich at a sandwich shop,
Yes.
and the Archduke's driver took a wrong turn onto, I think it was like St. Joseph Street or something,
Something like that.
and that's where the sandwich shop was.
Yep.
And Princip was basically the leader of this gang.
Yes.
And he came out because he saw the car. He just finished the sandwich. And 2 shots were fired. One hit the Sophie in the stomach,
Uh-huh.
and one hit the Archduke around the neck.
And what happened then?
So they were both dead, quite obviously.
They were both assassinated?
Yes,
They're both dead.
both dead.
Yes. The future of our country, ladies and gentlemen.
And so that's all I really learned. But there's a couple conspiracy theories about the whole thing, like the soldier that stood on the other side of the car, could have been on the other side. Was it a plan that he was on that side?
Was it?
to get the people assassinated.
Maybe.
And did the driver in the gang? Did he take the wrong turn intentionally? So there's multiple conspiracy theories about the whole thing. But all we know is that none of them conspiracy theories have been confirmed. So
Yes. That's why they remain conspiracy theories.
yes,
Or what if it was just a sheer coincidence?
yeah. So that's what we're learning about. We're also learning about the different armies in the British Empire and stuff.
And what were the what armies?
So
Do you want to go ahead in the front of the camera again, or do you want me to go?
yeah.
Yeah, take it. Don't forget to point it up.
So we're learning about the British Empire, and the British Empire covers 25% of the world.
Like that, yes.
Yeah.
What was it they said about the British Empire?
The sun never sets on the British Empire.
Yeah.
And that's because it covered so much of the world that it was always sunny somewhere.
Yes, but there is also another saying to that. The sun never sets in the British Empire because God doesn't want the British left alone in the dark, or something like that.
So, there's 12 people, by the way.
Oh, very good. That's
So
okay.
one left.
That's okay. It goes up and down. We could just keep talking and never mind about the numbers.
So, once we'd learned about a bit of the British Empire, we were learning about different diseases and how it used to be in the three.
Before we skip over that, tell me some of the places that were around the British Empire.
I don't know.
So, do you think France was part of the British Empire?
No.
No. Do you think maybe?
I think so.
You've got to the Commonwealth, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, think of places like Canada, New Zealand, where your Aunt Maureen.
Bits of Europe.
No.
No.
Gibraltar? Yes. So, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Hong Kong, India at that point, although India, that's a topic for another day, what happened over there.
Yeah.
With the whole petition things and things like that, which is
Someone said
interesting.
Scotland forever and parts of Africa.
Yes, South Africa, Zimbabwe,
Yeah.
a lot of places like that. Thank you for the input. So all of these places were part of the empire.
Yeah.
Singapore as well was part of the empire. So you had a lot of people, a lot of different groups of people all in the empire, and the empire wasn't always the best. I mean, you had things like the Opium Wars and, well, there's things we can talk about at a different point. So anyway, on you go with your part of the story you're telling.
So we were learning about the three main cities, like for industrial stuff. So they are Glasgow.
Swap, you can talk. Since you're talking, you can be in front. Go.
Glasgow, Aberdeen and Dundee.
Glasgow, Aberdeen and Dundee. And
Yeah.
these were three industrial cities.
Yeah.
Was there any other ones?
I don't know. Well, that's the ones that we learned about.
So that would be... So there's also places like Manchester. Dublin.
I'm learning about the three main ones.
Come back faster here.
Sorry.
You're walking, it seems to be that your mother. She'll skin me alive. As you were saying.
So Dundee was jute and jam. Glasgow was it tobacco?
Glasgow's done Depaco. Well, yeah, there was.
But it was mainly about shipbuilding and stuff, I think, over there.
Yeah, the Clyde was quite a big shipbuilding place for a long time.
Yeah, and Aberdeen, I really can't remember.
I actually don't know about Aberdeen, if I'm being honest. If anybody knows, just can feel free to comment and
Yeah.
we'll have learned something. So, keep going.
So we were also learning about how people used to live in that time. So in the city centre, as we would know it today, there used to be these houses. Well, they weren't really houses. So the richer families would make,
Yes.
but the poorer families would get one room for like 12 of them. And there would be like this little, we would call it a portaloo, really.
Is this something that was outside?
Yeah, it was like a 10 minute or something. It was outside, and about 10 other families would have to share it. So as you can imagine, wasn't very pleasant.
No.
And that was only for during the day use.
That was only for doing what?
During the day.
Uh-huh.
But at night, there would be a little bucket in the house, and if you were the oldest, you had to empty it in the morning.
That sounds absolutely delightful, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So a bit like Gardy-Loo.
Yes. Oops, I'm throwing the phone about here. A bit like Gardella.
So it wasn't the best of situations. In this one room, it had a bed. It had maybe 2 chairs.
Yeah?
It had a bit of a kitchen. And it had that bucket, which would be the toilet. And it had, obviously, it was not very wide, or it wasn't long either. And basically they would hang their washing inside. So there would be a rope going up to a corner maybe, and they would have their washing there, and there would be like cookers against the window.
When I lived in Paisley, we had something like that with it. Was see the sort of closed areas that we have at home.
Yeah.
But it was like three wooden poles.
Yeah.
They went along, and it was a pulley system.
Right.
So that you would pull it up to the ceiling. You would hang your clothes in the kitchen.
Oh. That's kind of like it.
Not that way. You're supposed to be watching where I'm going, genius.
Yeah.
Over here. Come on. Scar coming. Just don't fall into that.
Yeah.
Right. Just get past this. As you were saying.
So it wasn't the greatest of places to live.
No.
And as you can imagine, diseases spreaded really easily.
Spreaded or spread?
Spread.
Oh, damn.
So the main diseases back in that time were tuberculosis, commonly known as TB.
Yes. As you know, our family has experience of this one.
Yes.
Mainly me.
So there was tuberculosis. There's, I can't even remember the other names now.
Dysentery?
No. One of them was to do with your bones. Like it made them go, like your knees maybe go in like that.
Oh, right. Oh, polio?
Richters.
What? Munchausen?
Richters or something.
What?
Richters or something. It wasn't polio.
Maybe polio was slightly before.
I might look at my book
Rickets,
later.
are you talking about?
So there was, yeah, rickets.
Right.
And there was another one. it was like you got a rash all over your body. It was spread by lice, and people in the trenches would tend to get it, but obviously all other people would too.
I'm thinking of that's Lyme's disease or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is that actually.
Wait, see these houses here?
Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah.
These, have you noticed that there's a very distinct sort of pattern to them?
Yeah.
These are inspired by houses from
Paused.
the Netherlands.
Oh.
And I call it the Netherlands rather than Holland because Holland is a region of the Netherlands. Although the Kingdom of Holland itself was very famous. But again, that's for a different day.
Workout resumed.
Yeah.
And as you were saying,
So they were the three main diseases.
Total 9 kilometers.
can't hear you. What was
1
that?
hour,
They were the three
7
main
minutes, 10
diseases.
seconds.
The wee wifey.
13,040
Wait,
steps.
I can't hear you because of that woman's talking. Right, what were you saying?
So they were the three main diseases, and obviously they spread quite easily. And
Yes.
when families were sharing a room about 12 people, if one person got it, it would eventually go all the way around the family. So obviously people died from these diseases, either very slow, painful death like tuberculosis,
Yes.
um,
Down that way.
and
You're just following this road all the way along, okay?
that one to do with your bones.
Rickets?
Yeah, rickets. It wasn't life threatening, but in like the winter and stuff, it would get really, really sore because your bones were tensing up.
So not dissimilar to arthritis and things
No,
like that.
not dissimilar to it, because my teacher mentioned arthritis, like how we would know it. So obviously funny bones is still very much a thing. I have funny bones myself.
Do you have funny bones yourself?
Yeah. And not just in my elbow.
You're talking about your hypermobility.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there are the three main diseases.
Yes.
And the hospitals, they would be outside. And you would be in a bed, but the best thing for you was really just fresh air and not beside like all these people who are your family in a tight space.
Well, that would certainly help, yeah.
So it was helping. Obviously they were still sick, and obviously the care wasn't the greatest. They tried their hardest, I'm assuming, but just they don't have all the stuff that we do today.
That's true.
So things weren't the best. So another part of what we were learning, me and my class, we were learning about.
You don't have to walk into the wall, you can walk out a bit, you know.
Well, I like touching the wall.
Okay, you can touch the wall.
So another thing that we were learning was the British and German and France armies.
France army or French?
French and Germans. So a way to identify a German soldier is they have this helmet and it has a pointy thing coming out of it.
Yes.
So they look a bit like unicorns.
A bit like Richards, as they would say.
And the French as well and the Germans, they had like very fancy uniforms.
Yes.
Whereas the British, in a way, we were more sensible because we just made ours brown.
And why do you think that might be more useful?
Because then you're not easily pointed out as British Army.
Yes.
So,
Well, you blend into the background more.
yeah, it was more camouflage, but not all that stuff. So they would be training, and basically the German army, they kind of split in half because they thought that Russia, I think it was, would take 2 weeks to mobilise with their army, but it only took 10 days. So not far off it.
Not far off it.
But they didn't expect it, nevertheless. So they weren't really. They weren't really prepared.
Nope.
So they were kind of rushed into war in a way.
I would say so.
So, and they ended up having to split their army in half. So
I come away from the jackets and stuff a bit.
it was a bit like you have to split your food. You have to cover both borders, but there's nothing in the middle.
Yes.
So it was a bit of a stupid idea. But that's what they thought to do.
And do you know what you call that?
Assumptions?
No. What kind of war do you call that?
I don't know.
It's two-front war.
Oh.
I advise us, if you can avoid getting into a two-front war, don't do it.
Oh.
Okay.
So it was covering, I think it was the east and west border. I don't think it was the north and the south, but I don't know. But they were covering both borders.
It would have been the east and the west.
So, but they didn't have anything in the middle. And they weren't really worried about the water because they had the navy.
Yes.
But it wasn't as big as our navy. We had the biggest navy at that time. So they weren't really worried about the water, but at the same time they were. But what Germany and France...
The water or the ocean, the oceans and the seas?
The seas.
Alright.
So I don't even know what I was saying now.
What?
Don't even know what I was saying now.
You were talking about how the Germans were fighting in two fronts, in the east and the west, and they didn't particularly care about the oceans because they had their navy.
Yeah. So what Germany and France did, which Britain did not do, is kind of like what Rishi Sunak wanted to do about national service.
Yes.
As soon as we turned 18. So basically, young boys or young men, as soon as they turned 18, they would be waiting for papers to basically go into the army. So they were doing that. I think it's called inscription or something. That they did, but Britain...
Inscription or inscription?
I don't know. Inscription.
Yes.
I don't know. So they did. So Britain didn't do that. I can't remember why, but they just didn't. So in a way, Britain was maybe better for that respect. So I don't know what else we're in, but...
And so the trench warfare began.
Yeah.
So what can you tell me about the trench warfare?
I don't know.
What was one of the main causes of death during the trench warfare?
About Lyme disease.
Anything else?
Workout resumed.
I don't know.
Well, that's okay. How do you think the soldiers would have felt?
How do you think the soldiers would have what?
Felt in the trenches. Look at that.
It's nice. Don't know. They just fought.
Workout paused.
Okay, well, I think you've got me about the end of what you know in that. And it's highlight a few things that I have to help you with.
Workout resumed.
What do you know about World War II?
World War II.
What can you tell me about that one?
Hitler.
Yes?
And the Nazis.
What about the Nazis?
So the Nazis, they were people like, I think it was like the SA or
What?
something. The SA.
The SS?
Brown shirts.
Yes.
Yeah. So Hitler, at first he wasn't very powerful, but he had to kind of build it up. His powerfulness.
His powerfulness. His power base.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he was setting like rules, well, and he thought people would join him.
Mhm.
They didn't really want to, because suddenly this strange man was trying to basically take over their country. And
yes.
who wants to really do that?
Well, yes.
So eventually the SS, the brown shirts, Hitler ordered them to basically go take some, I think it was Jews, out of their homes that were in Germany. So, and you might know this term, it's called Kristallnacht. And basically it kind of translates into the glass night.
Keep going.
So basically that night people got taken from their homes in the middle of the night. No matter if they had children, wife, whatever, they just got taken and got interrogated and stuff. One family was quite lucky because this Jew fought for the German army and he had one of his badges or medals, whatever. So he kind of got saved in a way. So he was quite lucky, quite fortunate.
Yes, okay.
But because it was the middle of the night, they couldn't even say, if you've got one of these badges, kind of like show it to them and they'll not take you.
Badges or medals?
Medals.
Right.
But because it was the middle of the night, they couldn't do that. So while people were asleep and all that, they were going around setting houses on fire, breaking their windows. And
Okay.
it's not very nice. And people were getting hurt and people were dying. Had children as well. And
Workout paused.
different people were taken, and they were put in these camps called concentration camps.
Is that so they could study really well?
No.
Ah.
And originally the idea of concentration camps came from us, but it wasn't for that use. It was for training, really.
It was for training?
I think it was training anyway.
Oh, no. No, it was not for training. It was during something called the Boer War. Between Dutch settlers and us. And, well, let's just say the Dutch were very good at killing us back then.
So it was basically for hiding.
Do you remember you mentioned the uniforms that the
Brown shirts.
the British wore in World War I?
Yeah.
Well, that comes from the amount of losses we took during the Boer War. Where certain, the British didn't really wear the most camouflage stuff during the Boer War, and they weren't really the most intelligent people at times, where they would tell the Boers to stand still, so I fight honourably, I stop hiding. And other nonsense like that. While they were standing out in the open. Now, if you're standing out in the open, like you are now, and somebody's trying to shoot you, do you think that's a good idea?
No.
No, it's not a good idea. Yeah, swap. So, concentration camps came from the idea that if they got all the families of these people that were fighting them, put them all in one place, they wouldn't have to worry about them, and they could just pen them in. Now, they didn't really think about such things. Well, from what I remember, they didn't really think about feeding them or keeping them, taking care of them in any shape or form. But that is the concentration camps.
For you.
For yes, it stems from the Boer War. But yes, the British learned, the British Empire learned a lot of mistakes from the Boer War. For example,
Kevin's talking.
Duration 2 hours 12 minutes 4 seconds. Steps 14,573 steps.
So.
Okay, right back.
Okay, so for example, standing out in the open, not a good idea. It's going to get you killed quite fast. Wearing bright colours when you're when you're in the middle of a war, not a good idea. Gets you spotted. Generally, ducking behind cover was another thing that was learned the hard way by the Empire back then. Naturally, if we stand in here, why are you pointing it down?
Because there's people.
So?
They might not want to be sure.
It's public area.
I know, you take phone.
Might not be a good idea. And different things like that. So there was a lot of lessons learned from the Boer War. A lot of them quite hard to have been learned, but learned they were. And this is why during World War I, apparently the British Army was very effective, and they're quite effective in World War II as well. At points, just due to the sheer amount of stupid mistakes we made during the Boer War. But at the time, they were still learning from. They were still coming out of. You know the red coats.
Yeah.
The old uniforms the British Army used to wear.
Yeah.
They were still coming out of that mentality. Where you'd be in line formations.
Yeah.
And you could stand and fight the good fight and be the noble hero and all of that nonsense.
Yeah.
Which quickly went out the window, especially when you've got a bullet between your brains.
Yeah.
But when would you like to stop for your next break?
I don't know.
There's a beach coming up. Would you like to stop down there? What?
Sure, I guess.
Speak up.
Sure, I guess.
Right. Well, why don't you turn around and say goodbye to the nice people who have been watching us?
Bye.
Is that all you're going to say? Bye.
Yeah.
Workout paused.
Well, we shall be back at some point in the future, but we're just going to walk along and talk amongst ourselves again. So, we shall see you again. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share and all that nonsense. And do a funny dance.
No.
You're boring. Wave to the people. Bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye.